My name is Mark LeCouter. I am a candidate for the MBA program at Kiva University. I have chosen the Kiva organization for my final research paper for MBAC 6125, Strategic Management, Professor Dr. Jacqueline Scott. This presentation will include a brief history, a financial overview, Macmillan Matrix, industry sector analysis, and future strategies. What's wrong with this picture? The answer is everything. 2.4 billion people live on less than $2 a day. Consider the following. 3.4 million people die every year from water-related diseases around the world. Nearly 11,700 people die every day from HIV, AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. 61 million children of primary age or school do not attend. A woman dies every minute due to complications of pregnancy after childbirth. Malnutrition is an underlying cause of death for at least 3.1 million children, accounting for 45% of all deaths among children under the age of 5. This is why Kiva exists. History of Kiva. Their inspiration for this organization evolved after attending a 2004 lecture at Stanford University by Muhammad Yunus. The amazed couple soon visited Africa to research this initiative and conduct impact studies. Upon their return to California, they were convinced that microloans were making a difference. Kiva was born. It uses the internet as a tool to connect socially responsible consumers with developed countries and people who are in need. Its legal structure of a nonprofit institution was the first online microlending organization in the world. Its innovative approach uses an ever-growing trend of social networking to target poverty in underdeveloped countries. Financial overview. Since 2005, there has been more than 460% compound annual growth in Kiva. This is an annual increase of more than 21,500,000 over 2011 figures, reaching 250,700 mark. If we drill down even further, Kiva increased the dollar lent per minute from $170 in 2011 to $211 in 2012. This growth is amazing for a nonprofit entity. Next, we have a Macmillan Matrix, and just to highlight a few areas under high program attractiveness, certainly easy program, alternate coverage is high, and certainly a good fit and has a strong competitive advantage. Program attractiveness. It was the first microfinance company to aggressively use social media to promote their vision. The Kiva.org website has several areas in which it reports information. One area is dedicated to the donations and lending. This page reports weekly statistics on loan amounts, repayment rates, and number of lenders. It is very easy to follow and clearly indicates the success of the program. A second page displays program results and allows lenders to make connections with the people that they are helping. Their entire operation has been funded by donors, and they have attracted a very highly skilled, passionate volunteer base. Alternate coverage. There are many microfinance organizations, each with their own way of operating their programs. Two large entities previously mentioned include Microplace and the Grameen Foundation. Both companies are well financed and reputable, but lack the social impact of Kiva. There are also a large number of NGOs and other private institutions that would compete for corporate funding for social issues. Kiva has positioned itself to be one of the most effective and efficient organizations in the battle of poverty alleviation. Their focus on providing small loans to poor entrepreneurs is very different from other microlenders. Their website is far superior to any other organization in this segment. Their use of social media is a huge advantage. Kiva has world-class employees and volunteers with superior technical and business skills. The two items that solidify their competitive position are that they do not make money off dispersing loans, and their model also allows lenders to select their recipients. And next we will do a complete industry sector analysis for Kiva. The threat of such a project is high because there are many competitors in this segment. Social media users can easily find an organization that is looking for lenders to lend microloans. Most of these companies have adequate websites and are active on Twitter and Facebook. There are also an interesting trend after the global financial crisis. Major financial institutions that have ignored this market niche in the past are now interested in exploiting this new segment. They now see by the sheer volume of microloans there can be a profit margin. Threat of new entrants is also very high. The microfinance sector is becoming very attractive with new entities. Depending on the structure of your organization, there can be some barriers. If the organization wants their lenders to earn interest on transactions, there are many regulations that need to be followed. In the U.S., any interest-bearing investment is classified as a security and falls under the jurisdiction of Securities and Exchange Commission and would entail a long, expensive setup process. If a company chose to use the non-profit model, it would be fairly inexpensive and easy to set up. It is inexpensive to set up a website, and they could easily do a lean startup. Industry rivalry is also considered high. Kiva is also forecasts strong competition outside the sector and sees Zynga, an online gaming company, as a direct threat. Microplace is an investment organization owned by eBay. This business offers consumers small investment opportunities in microfinance institutions. Their website states that you can invest as little as $100. The Grameen Foundation will be one of the most highly respected institutions in the sector. It has been in existence since 1997, and founder Muhammad Yunus is a pioneer in the microfinance industry. The bargaining power of suppliers is quite high because the individual lender is in control. A potential lender chooses the amount to lend, and on Kiva you actually get to choose where the money goes. There is little competition between suppliers because in most cases the lenders are not known to each other. Most of these organizations rely on repeat lending and must keep the interest of the suppliers. The bargaining power of buyers is very low. They have little or no control over the suppliers. The buyers cannot work with other entrepreneurs to leverage increased financing from suppliers. The buyer simply requests a loan and tells their story on a website. And next we will look at pestle analysis. Certainly political. Kiva would have to be very aware of international and national policies. Economic conditions around the world, certainly very important to Kiva. Social, cultural. Certainly microfinance is becoming very popular and accepted in the North American market. For a company like Kiva, technology is certainly a driving force and must keep up on current trends. Kiva is certainly a green company and certainly getting into more green loans and certainly student loans also. And they certainly have to have local and global legal knowledge, and they do have a legal team within the company. And next we do a SWOT analysis. Here is a brief overview, but we also have certain sections to focus on. Strengths. Kiva's biggest strength was its position itself as the first online person-to-person lending organization that utilizes the power of social media. The company is able to create a personal connection between lenders and recipients via its website. Choosing nonprofit business models is very strategic and has paid off huge dividends. Kiva has received huge donations from industry giants such as PayPal and YouTube to fund their operations. Locating in San Francisco is also a huge benefit for the company. It's not because there's a large cluster of microfinance entities located there, but there is a huge cluster of the best business and information technology specialists in the world. This is a win-win situation for Kiva. Under weaknesses, most Kiva loans are small-scale entrepreneurs, and this may limit job creation and the impact of poverty reduction. The amount of the loan may not make much of a difference in the living conditions of small entrepreneurs. And secondly, Kiva depends on field partners to distribute the loans and thus gives away the control over the money distribution end. Opportunities. Certainly there's no shortage of new markets in which to enter. There's a huge social need for fighting poverty around the world. This is unfortunate but leaves Kiva with a huge opportunity for future ventures and partnerships. Certainly capitalize on free media attention it has received in the past, and many high-profile celebrities are becoming socially conscious, and this could help promote the site in the future. Also expand to finance small local entrepreneurs in the North American market. Certainly the global financial crisis has been devastating in the Americas also, and this is another area for a great opportunity. And threats. As Kiva expands into new areas, the risk of doing business with unethical business microfinance institutions and business scams increases. Kiva does not have the resources to thoroughly investigate every field partner in business that it has funded. Secondly, there's always a risk for loan default. Kiva boasts of a 97 to 98% repay rate, but this may be difficult to maintain. And also thirdly, threat of new competition in the poverty reduction industry is always present. There's always competition for funding and donations to run their operations. Kiva depends on these funds to run their day-to-day operations. The professional staff is very passionate, but they still need to be remunerated for their hard work. Future strategy. Certainly Kiva set some very high goals for the organization. Their primary mission is to reach the $1 billion mark in loans by year 2015. The strategy is primarily focused on making the lending experience a social online gaming experience. Their hope is that this will attract a large number of new lenders and engage their interest to continue to lend. Certainly a major issue is I see is the lack of frontline staff working with field partners. Kiva is giving away far too much control with their present business practices. There needs to be more Kiva fellows working on the front line to ensure the loans are reaching the poor. And here's a short video you should watch. It's amazing and very visually appeasing. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.